Hi, my name is Rachel Benson,
I'm Johnny Nguyen,
and I am a recipient of the Silme Domingo and
Vierna's Scholarship in Labor Studies.
My name is Joya Skeltis Robinson.
My name is Justin Hirsch.
My name is Vanessa Alvarez.
And I'm a 2025-2026 recipient of the Gundlach Scholarship in Labor Studies.
And I've received both a graduate labor research grant as well as the Frank Jenkins Scholarship.
And I received the Lyra Bassett Scholarship in Labor Relations.
My name is Rowan Herbst Menino.
Allison Hills Dyken.
My name is Emily Gonzalez.
And I got the Kennedy Drayton Scholarship.
And I received the Kennedy Drayton Scholarship.
I'm the recipient of the Kennedy Drayton Scholarship
in Labor Studies.
My name is Cyril Clement.
My name is Zeke Khan.
My name is Nadir Takambayat.
And I'm grateful to receive the Anne and Martin Jugum.
The Martin and Anne Jugum.
The Martin and Anne Jugum Award.
Scholarship for Labor Studies.
My name is Daphne Giselle Gallegos Kleinfelter.
My name is Sarah Fatima Porter.
And I received the Martha H. Duggan
Fellowship
in Caring Labor.
The labor movement and fighting for working people is important to me because I see it as the most effective way to fight for the rights that all people need.
In the past, when the institutions that were supposed to support me failed me, it was always the labor movement that was there to pick up the pieces.
Workers are the soul of every society. I'm a proud member of the ILWU. I've spent 2 decades on the working waterfront and saw firsthand the dignity, skill, and sacrifice that goes into keeping global trade moving.
Working people are important for me because they are often overlooked and exploited, but they play a very important role in our society.
It ensures that dignity, fairness, and opportunity are not privileges, but rights that everyone deserves.
Personally, because as a longshoreman of the Port of Seattle, I'm the beneficiary of generations of hard work and union organizing by those who came before me. Unions have historically been one of the most effective ways that workers can improve their living conditions. And after decades of this work in the labor movement, the unions have set the standard for relations between employers and workers.
We spend most of our lives at work, and everyone deserves a space where their well-being, health, and safety are first.
The history and current efforts we make for fair working conditions and equality can foster a more empathetic and justice-driven community.
We all deserve to have our work valued, both societally and financially. Workers' rights really means more than just getting access to good jobs. It's also about allowing people to be able to do what they're passionate about.
The issues in labor and social justice that are the most important to me are racial equality in the workforce, proper treatment for workers, and more protections. And I think that's especially more important to me because I've seen before that a lot of workplaces can be really unjust and a lot of things can happen. And a lot of the times the workers aren't really supported through those situations.
I'm really interested in working class representation in newsrooms and particularly having a working class media that is more community oriented.
The American healthcare system is really complex and really vast, and there are so many different people that work together to make healthcare accessible to different communities.
Small businesses make up a large part of the American economy, and oftentimes they don't have the resources to continually be up to date on health and safety practices in their industry.
Just the recognition of how the workplace and labor and professions are inseparable from our health, bringing the historically oppressed occupations to the table. That is my most important goal.
An issue that I'm particularly passionate about is how oppression is perpetuated by infrastructure. What infrastructure we build and where we build it contributes directly to systemic inequities. So much harm has been done through infrastructure. That's a big part of why I decided to study civil engineering, because I want to be part of undoing that damage and to build a world that is designed around the needs of people instead of stockholders.
Nuclear contamination in the Marshall Islands is of great importance to me because it's still so pervasive. The nuclear testing era has contaminated virtually every aspect of the natural environment in the islands. So people need to make a living, and my colleagues and I recognize this struggle for fishermen, and we hope to come together with real science and community-driven solutions.
Always uplifting the plight and voices of women. And right now, I'm focused on the intersection of automation, labor, and equity. Port automation is too often framed as progress, but the human cost is rarely a part of that conversation.
student is to provide me with a good safety net in terms of finances to publication and dissemination of my research findings from honors thesis, so the Health Insurance Navigator project. And this scholarship will really just give me the financial safety and the time that I need to work on doing that.
This scholarship will be extremely helpful in allowing me to keep being involved in labor organizing during my time as a student as I finish my undergrad degree.
The award will allow me to pursue a project in developing point-of-care diagnostic for autoimmune thyroiditis that can be triggered by harmful working sites.
This award allows me specifically to continue my labor research work into the living conditions and migration conditions of migrant workers in U.S. tuna fisheries, and ultimately produce and hopefully publish my thesis to shine light, illuminate their conditions, and really clarify for the world what they're expected to tolerate in a very unseen corner of the working class.
It gives me the opportunity to deepen my knowledge, engage with community organizations, and prepare for a career where I can bridge direct service with policy advocacy, helping to dismantle systemic barriers and strengthen protections for working people.
With this funding, I look forward to spending more time with key stakeholders and partners for my dissertation research, such as the Marshall Islands EPA and Marine Research Authority, who are committed to working with me to conduct necessary environmental testing and monitoring for nuclear contaminants in seafood and fish throughout the islands.
I intend to use that money to keep learning and organizing. I'm dedicated to the movement, and this scholarship will allow me to do that in all the facets of my life that contribute to the goals I have for labor and social justice.
So this award makes it possible to not only stay engaged in that day-to-day work with the partners around listening and planning and creating together, but also trying to think about the larger picture around how are we advancing fair labor conditions and long-term sustainability for peer support as a profession.